everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome one and all to episode 148 of In Focus Friday, the show where we take a good close look at cool things made out of silver or gold. Last week we did just that with 3 very cool gold Britannias. If you've not seen that video yet, there's a link down in the description below. Go and check it out today after this video. Now, last week we had a vote for what was to be featured today, and the clear standout winner was the Gairsoppa bar. So thank you one and all for voting. If you voted for the shoebill or the starfish, we're going to put those to one side for now. Next week we will be looking at 2 very, very cool rounds. They're not coins, they're rounds. So if you want a sneak peek, stick around to the end of today's episode. But today it is all about these big, chunky 10-ounce SS Gairsoppa bars. Now, we are going to crack them out of their plastic wrappers, and we're also going to crack them out of this plastic wrapper here as well. Now these are not mine, but we are able to just pick them up and hold them barehanded like this because we have some interesting plans in store for these big chunky 10-ounce bars. I'm afraid it involves the furnace, so we will be actually melting these bars down and creating some Backyard Bullion Shipwreck Silver. That will come in the form of hopefully a kilo plus bar at some point in the near future. So for those of you out there who are looking or watching this video cringing at me holding them with bare hands, it makes not a bit of difference because we're going to furnace them up and make some cool new pieces. So here we have these 2, and by the way that's for the owner of them, Mr. Dead, over on the Silver Forum. So we are custodian of 4 of these bars currently, and we will be melting them down at some point in the near future. So here is the bar. So it's a 10-ounce chunky monkey bar of silver. That is the nuts and bolts of what these 2 lovely pieces are all about. And as you can see, it says certified Gairsoppa Shipwreck Silver, 10 troy ounces, 999 fine silver. There's a serial number on each one as well. And then on the reverse, we have a picture of, or a depiction, I should say, of, in fact, let's just do it with one bar, otherwise we're going to risk dropping it. We have the depiction of the SS Gairsoppa itself, which was a ship. And this was sunk, as you can see, on February the 17th, 1941. And there's a whole fantastic history about this because the SS Gairsoppa was a merchant ship. Now, I'm reading a lot of this from various different bullion websites that are on there, so you may well have heard this before, but I think it's a fascinating story, and I want to kind of recount it for you here as we look at these bars. So the SS Gairsoppa was a steel-hulled British steam merchant ship that was built and launched in 1919. So it's seen quite a lot of service by this time, and it was named after Gairsoppa Falls in India. It was owned by the British India Steam Navigation Company of London, and it had been a civilian merchant ship until it was enlisted for the war effort, as so many ships were in that time as a cargo ship. Now, during a supply voyage that began in December of 1940, this ship was loaded with 7 million ounces. That's right, 7 million ounces. The mind really does boggle. Of silver. Various other things were on there as well, pig iron and tea, and it was sailing from Calcutta, which is in India, to Britain. And it had sailed all the way around the Cape of South Africa, Cape of Good Hope, and then she came back towards the United Kingdom. However, and there was a few other things that happened along the way. It's a bit difficult me showing the bar and reading at the same time. On February the 16th, 1941, the SS Gairsoppa was stopped by was spotted by a German aircraft and was subsequently torpedoed on February the 17th by a German U-boat. 85 hands were lost, so 85 people sadly lost their life in that attack. 1 lifeboat survived, and there were, I think, 7 people who managed to get out of that whole situation. So very, very sad indeed. And for almost 70 years, this ship lay at the bottom of the sea, nearly 3 miles deep, 4.5 kilometres deep, in the Atlantic, about 300 miles off the southwest coast of the Irish coast. And after a number of attempts to actually salvage this, because it's well worth salvaging, remember, 7 million ounces of silver were on board. In 2012, finally, it was achieved that they were able to recover the majority of the bullion. It was 61 tons. It's interesting that they've got ounces and then tons there, but 61 tons of silver bullion had been recovered, and that The majority of that was covered was apparently in the form of 915 silver, which is called DOR, and that means partly refined bars. So that is part of the story of the SS Gairsoppa. I hope I've kind of given it justice. Summary: ship was sunk, carried a lot of silver. Finally, they managed to reclaim and basically recover a lot of that silver. And these bars are made from that very silver bars. You know, the very silver that was on the bottom of the sea all 70 odd years ago, 75 odd years ago, 79 years ago now, which is incredible. So it's been on a fair old journey, this silver. I mean, all silver has been on a big journey in terms of started out life in the middle of a dying star, and then now it's here in my hand on camera here, and its journey is not finished yet, because we are going to be, as I said, melting these two with the other two bars that we've got down to create, hopefully, a shipwrecked kilo plus bar of silver. So Mr. Dead on the Silver Forum, he was the one who wanted to do this. Now, he is under the impression, and I think so am I, that there aren't any refined and then made bars that are bigger than the 10-ounce bars that you can buy. So he's got it in his mind to create this kilo plus bar, and it's a real honour to be able to make that and to actually do that from the perspective of, you know, there's plenty of other people out there that could have done it. So that's really, very cool indeed, and we're very, very happy to help. I hope it goes all right. Of course, we haven't actually poured any kilo bars yet. We will be doing so for the first time probably in about a week's time, and then these will be in a couple of weeks' time after that. So we didn't have too much longer left with them, so I thought it would be a good time to get them out here on In Focus Friday. But they've got a real story to them, and you know, these bars are not cheap pieces of silver, and it's important to remember that. These have story behind them, and that is one thing which really, really helps bars of silver or coins or different commemorative coins, things like that. The story, the passion, you know, just the tale that they can tell alone is incredible. The mind really does boggle that these pieces of silver, or the atoms that were in these pieces of silver, were at the bottom of the sea for 70 plus years and then finally recovered, refined, and are sitting here in front of us today. It's something really very special indeed. Some people out there will just view it as, well, it's just two lumps of silver and that's basically it. You're just, you know, making a fuss about nothing. Well, that's those people's choices. You know, these bars have something very special about them, and we're hopefully going to make them even more special at some point in the future. Oh, nearly dropped one there. That would have made a big old dent in the table. So 10-ounce big chunky Shipwreck Silver bars. Let me know what you think of these down in the description below. If you would like to see the video of me chopping them up and melting them and pouring them into something else, and you're not subscribed to the channel, then probably best to hit that subscribe button. And if you would like to get notifications when I upload videos, make sure you hit the alarm bell as well. As I said, that should be in the next couple of weeks, so stick with me. It will happen. It just is being very slow at the moment in this sort of world of larger pours. It's an event, and it's something I want to build up to and actually make sure we get it right, certainly with this silver here. So let me know your thoughts on these bars generally down in the comment section. If you like them, then please put a thumbs up. Next week we are going to be featuring two very cool Korean coins. So from British Shipwreck Silver to Korean coins. We really do have an eclectic mix here on the Backyard Bullion In Focus Friday show. So that's what we've got in store for next week. Now, the last bit I want to finish on here is we are approaching episode 150, so it will be, what, 2 weeks' time when you're watching this video? In 2 weeks' time, episode 150. That's a big round number. Let me know what you would like to see. If there's something cool that you think that I should either get that's out there right now to celebrate 150, then please do comment. I'm trying my best to get hold of something very, very cool indeed, but I have no guarantee that that will happen in time. But at some point, I'm sure we'll get it. A lot of you will know exactly what I'm talking about, but maybe it won't happen in time for 150. But if there's something that you think that you'd like to see, which is very cool for episode 150, just let me know. And if you've got links to where perhaps those items can be purchased, then let me know as well. And I'm more than happy to go out and buy something specifically to showcase for you guys. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you've not already done so, and hit the like button if you've not already done so as well. It really does help everything here on our YouTube algorithm side of things. And all that's left for me to say is have a fantastic weekend. And as always, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.